Hello.
Hello, I hear you're having dinner with one of my past clients.
That's an interesting story.
I'm sure it is. Anybody from Alaska is going to be an interesting story, Randall.
Yeah, it's
We're interesting people. You
yeah.
bet.
Yep.
There's Faye right in the middle of the screen. Pretty as a peach. Okay, I think it's 1 o'clock. If you want to flip us over to the screen, Ashley, and we'll get started. Today we've got kind of a packed day to go through a bunch of stuff with everybody. I almost said y'all. So we're excited to kind of, next week, this organization is going to have over 900 connects and opportunities to connect with people, which is pretty amazing. And we'll get to that in a minute, but let's go over a couple things. So let's go to the next slide. Just a reminder, when you're not talking, to mute yourself. You guys, y'all typed your name in, so that's awesome. Submit your daily numbers, turn your cameras on. You've all done that, so that's great. And I don't know if there's anything new in the mortgage world. I know that Alice and her team were just in Alaska, and they were working with My House and KCN up there, putting together the backpacks and things. So is anybody on the call for Movement? Since they're not on the call, the one thing I would say is I do love Movement's foundation, and it's very, very similar to ours in terms of giving back. And so we partner on a lot of different projects up in Alaska and down here too. So they're a good group to do some philanthropy with. Okay, mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. So I thought of a couple of other ones that yesterday was the inspirational breakfast here in Arizona, and one of the things that they quoted was a quote that I say all the time, and that's money's good for the good that money can do. And I thought we should have that in our belief system. And the perspective is on that is, well, then let's go out and make as much money as we can so that we can give more money away. So it caused me to think of a couple other things, because I think Louise says that all the time. Everything's just a math problem. Once you figure out the math, everything else falls into place. Do you have enough people? So there's a few things that we thought of that we're going to be kind of adding to our belief system and perspective that we're just kind of honing out. So look for some changes in that moving forward. And we're always interested in your perspective as well. We added some things this year at the KCN event that you guys brought up. So I'm glad that these are actually living. This is actually a living mission, vision, values, belief, and perspective.
Are we going to talk some about culture here?
Yes, absolutely. So go ahead, John.
So, hey guys, real quick, before we get started, do me a favor, open up your chat box, which is right down at the bottom, says the word chat. Open that up real quick, and everybody just really fast, type what city you're coming to us from today. Just type where you are in the world. All right, we've got Wasilla, Albuquerque. Look at them all flooding in. Excellent, excellent. Quick responses. You guys are fast typers. Keep it up. I'm going to have more for you later. Isn't it cool that we belong to a network, a community of people that are so far and vast across the country? And in just 2 seconds, you're able to read very quickly where everybody on your team is, or at least those people on this call. So I thought that would be a fun little thing to do. As Kristen said, we've been talking a lot about culture lately, and there's a few things that kind of stick out to me on our mission, vision, values that I just want to kind of highlight today. And the first of those is grit. And the way that I would kind of define grit is constantly moving forward, never giving up, right? Knowing that real estate is going to be hard and persevering through that difficult time because you know the end result is going to be worth it, right? The determination. And the word grit is right in our belief system. It's the first word in our belief system. Go ahead and type in the word yes, Y-E-S, if you know that grit is going to be required for you to have a successful real estate company. Love it. Perfect. I appreciate you guys' feedback. As you can see, people from all over the country we know that real estate is going to require a lot of grit. Excellent. The next word that Kristen has used quite a bit since I've been here, which is honestly a word that I haven't used a lot of in my life, is grace. And when I think about grace, I think about having grace in all things, right? Both personally and professionally, right? So in a professional setting, maybe that's being tactful with your co-broke, or being graceful in the way that you handle a transaction, even if the other party doesn't always deserve it, right? Representing yourself, representing your family, representing Keller Williams and Kristen Cole Network with grace. I would also apply to that the way that you support other people. Are you graceful in reaching out and supporting your teammates, supporting people in your community, et cetera? And so I've found a lot of meaning in that word lately. Let's do this real fast. We'll save it.
Okay.
We're going to save it. Okay, I'm going to move on. Number 3, the third thing I want to talk about today, growth. John Maxwell talks about growth, and he says that in order to reach to feel fulfilled, like in life, like I'm getting a little philosophical on you now, bear with me, to feel that fulfillment in life, a way to do that is to reach your potential. None of us want to feel like we're leaving something on the table. And so the way that we reach our potential is through constant growth. Growth will lead to potential, will lead to fulfillment. And so I feel like it's important for us to be very cognizant of and very intentional about the way that we're growing ourselves and those people around us. Give me an amen if you hear what I'm saying. You can type that in.
Howdy.
Amen.
Yeah, all right. We got some amens. Love it. All right, I'm going to wrap this up real quick with the last word. The last word I have on here is give. We know as a culture within Keller Williams that giving back is super important. And I'm not just talking about money, guys. I'm talking about your time. I'm talking about your resources. I'm talking about lending an ear to somebody that just needs to get something off their chest. And I think it's super important that as we grow and as we reach our potential and feel fulfilled, a big part of that is going to be giving back to others. And so anyway, those are the four words that stuck out to me. If you notice, they all started with the letter G, complete coincidence. And so I just wanted to mention those to you on kind of how they were on my mind. And hopefully you can relate to them in some way as well.
Awesome. 4 Gs. I like it. G-force.
G-force.
Okay, so what's next? Oh, okay. So do you want to talk about this too, Joe?
Yeah, I'm still on. Okay. So for those of you who haven't heard yet, yesterday was our Southwest Regional Inspirational Breakfast. And let me just start by setting the scene for you. They brought up some of the most incredible people that I've ever heard from as far as guest speakers. Would you agree, Kristen?
Yeah, absolutely.
People that work with veterans and with the homeless and with foster children and with mental disabilities. And it was just so inspiring to hear all these different people. And at the end of the breakfast, there was only one award that was given out at this whole thing. Mind you, this is a region of a few thousand people, 4,000 people. And our very own Kristen Cole was awarded as the torchbearer for the Southwest region, which in a nutshell really just summarizes the way that she has not only bought into, but lived out culture and really bought into this idea of giving back to her community. And I don't know if you guys are aware of all the things Kristen does. I think we have a slide on that. But she gives back in an enormous amount of way. And so it was super impressive for me and really just solidified my decision to come work for such an organization that's led by such an incredible leader.
Oh, well, thank you.
Who wants to, let me open up the floor real quick. Who wants to turn their mic off mute real quick and caveat off of what I'm saying about our leader? I know she's probably going to be embarrassed and does not want me to do this, but that's okay. She can hang in there. Who wants to come off their mic real quick and say a little something about Kristen and the way that she's exemplified culture to them?
Well, I'll be the first to say, this is Archie, that I've always been very intrigued from day one of coming into having an opportunity to be a part of the KCN almost 5 years ago. And just seeing the integrity that she has, that she honestly cares about your business, and that she does it with passion. And it's not about, and all the giving that is actually done unselfishly, really is, it just drove me to a point of how much I appreciate everything that she does and gives back and the time that she gives outside of the schedule that she's doing in order to impact as many lives as she can around the country, teaching expansion, etc. But honestly, to give back in our own community and to stick with us and where we are, and and always giving that extra time that she has in order to present herself and to give back consistently. And that was a big part of where I was at.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that, Archie. We appreciate that input. And just so you guys all know on the call, this is not just a let's brag on Kristen and make her feel special today, even though she is, right? The desire here is that you'll take what we're talking about and you'll find a way to implement it in your life. You'll find a way to grow yourself and grow others and to give back in your own way, what's near and dear to your heart.
And for all of you who don't know, Archie was the one that actually nominated me for that award. And I had, so thank you, Archie.
Welcome.
Can I just say something real quick?
Absolutely.
I know I'm new to this and I don't know much about you, Kristen, other than, what's published for me to know. But one of the main reasons why I chose your network was because of all the philanthropy that you do. I have a giving heart and I wanted to be on a team like that. And so it really stood out to me and it was impressive. So it was a reason that I'm here. So thank you for that.
Well, thanks for letting me know that, because we do want to know. So thank you for that.
Awesome. You ready to
Live
move on?
tweet.
So every month we also give an award inside the organization for the Annie Award, and it mostly it's like the Torchbearer Award inside of KCN, and it's by your peers. So it's all of you sending in your anyone that you want to nominate that's gone above and beyond, that's helped you, or that you've seen them doing something, or you've observed something, or maybe even saw it on social media that you think they should be acknowledged for and have an opportunity to win the Annie Award. So we pick someone every single month, and even though we don't have a call next Friday, we will pick someone and announce it on the following call. But if you have a nomination, send it in. People living in culture above and beyond, and really supporting the team in ways that maybe we don't always see. And also you get some coins for your KCN reward section. Last week we talked about the 135. So if you missed the call last week, we actually walked you through how to create a 135 and basically a GPS for where you're headed in 2020. We also talked a little bit about Pi Day, and we'll talk a little bit more about that today. But every day or every week we kind of refresh and talk about or remind you what we talked about last week, and here's why. You might have missed the call and you might not know what the call was about. And so we want you to go back and look at it if you didn't, and if you have not prepared your 135 or your GPS yet for Faye to go over with you. New people to the organization. I love this. Boy, we had a bunch of them too. So this is only one page of them. We've had 10 new people to the organization here in the last 10 days. So you see they're from Jennifer. You saw her speak a minute ago from Preston Road, and that's in Texas. We have Amber from Alabama, Lauren from Alabama, Jennifer from Alabama, and Agina from Arlington, Texas. And look at that. Look at the Las Vegas people, Chris and Matthew and Laura and Lindsay. And then we also have Lori from Colorado and Laura from Santa Fe. So welcome to the organization, guys. Oh, so we have Team Integrity on the call.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron.
There he is.
There he is, the man, the legend. So Aaron, would you mind telling them just a little bit about who you guys are and how many expansion locations you're in? And basically, why did you start the dialogue with us about joining our organization and joining forces and becoming partners with us?
Yeah, we started conversation about a year ago, did we not?
Yes.
It was about that long ago, so it wasn't like an overnight success piece. But there's a lot of things that are in alignment the same way that we do things, and for the same reasons and whatnot. So that's more the why behind it. But yeah, and would you ask the second question? What locations are we in? Is that what you asked?
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of us, the hub is down here in Tucson, obviously. So we've got a good group of people down in Tucson. Then we've got Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas there. We've got Utah, which is up in Salt Lake. We got Las Vegas, and we've got Maricopa, Phoenix, Sierra Vista,
Albuquerque.
And Albuquerque. And I was gonna say, who else am I missing, Jenny? I think that's it. Off the top of my head. If I would have had a list, I would have had it all ready to tell you guys. But yes, so but there's a good family of us that are kind of on board with you guys, and we're pretty excited where things are going to take us this next year. So
about how many transactions are you guys gonna finish up the year with?
well, here's the thing: we're on track statistically to do about 498, but they're pushing to do 500 because I promised all the locations if we hit 500, I'd buy them a horchata machine for every single office. So with that being said, they're trying to do that just to get the horchata machines.
Okay. Well, whatever it takes,
500
right?
is the number.
That's right.
So awesome. So you told we made the announcement together on your call on Wednesday. And what was the folks in your organization? What were their thoughts on it?
They're pretty stoked. We went back and had one-on-one conversations with everybody, and everybody's just like, okay, whoa, what does this really mean? So in a very good way. It's a very positive outlook. We've been, of course, obviously, you've been coaching us for some time, so we've been using some of the stuff that you have, but not all of the items. And then also, what we're really looking forward to is how we can contribute to everybody else within the network. That's what we're really here for. So.
I love that, Aaron. And for all the KCN agents that are on this call wondering, well, how does this impact me? Well, let me just tell you how exciting of an opportunity this is for everybody and how it is going to impact you, right? There's a combination of reasons. Number one, we're very quickly on our way to becoming the largest real estate expansion team in the country. And why that's good for you is because you're part of such a large network of people all over the country where you can receive referrals from, give referrals to, etc. We're also working with Aaron's team and with all of you agents, of course, on combining our training opportunities, our coaching opportunities, our opportunities to see each other in person and do live events, our opportunities to speak on a daily basis. And so partnerships like this are all intended with the one question in mind is how can we add more value to you agents every single day? And Aaron and his team are in such alignment with us and have so much value to offer us, and we feel that we can offer them. It made sense for everybody.
And if you look at that picture in the very back in the middle in that yellow shirt, Denny actually did their team advance this year. And so he's back there in that picture. But you've known Aaron a long time, actually known him since 2011, and he has expansion people up here in the market center, my market center up here in Scottsdale and also up in Prescott. And just couldn't be more aligned in terms of giving and in terms of philanthropy, about pouring into your people, giving your people more opportunity. Very, very, very aligned. And I just know Aaron, I know his team, I know his leaders, and I know that all of us are going to benefit and from having them in the organization. And I know that all of you will benefit too. So anything else, Aaron, that you want to add?
If I do remember, I think this is one of the largest mergers in KW history.
I think it is.
So, a lot of heads going to turn in a very good way.
In a very good way. Yeah. We haven't put it out there to the world because we had to get everybody, we wanted all of you to know first.
Yeah,
we got a lot of stars to put on our map now. So that's a good thing.
We're going to need to update the map for sure.
So when the support listens to this, they'll be busy getting all the little stars added.
And again, guys, what that means for you, for all of you that we're talking to here is we've already learned from Keller Williams culture. We never come from a place of scarcity, rather a place of abundance. And there's more than enough business to go around. We all know that. And so even on the local level, Las Vegas is a great example where we have a ton of new agents joining KCN along with Team Integrity right there in Vegas. The idea is that in time, we're going to get you guys to actually work and collaborate as a small local team, and so that you can all be more productive with each other and with the larger KCN network.
Yep.
100%. Jeremy, are you on the call? I didn't know if he was on the call or not, but Jeremy, we met with him and he's going to be busy adding all of these locations to our call center. So that'll be fun too. Okay, so thanks, Aaron. We so look forward to working with you guys. We have a lot of things in planning that we worked on for about 4 hours together last week, and it's going to be fun. So I'm super, super stoked. Can't hear you, Aaron.
I said thank you, and likewise.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, KCN. So Pie Day, wow. Get ready for your piece of the pie. You guys will not believe how many people have signed up to come into the offices to pick up pies. A lot. So we just kind of want to walk you through a couple of things here real quick. We're going to be sending you the playbook on it, but we want you to understand, like, this is really about them having an opportunity to connect with like 900 people total, but in all the different locations. And so do you want to maybe walk them through the flow and Ford Sandwich?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course I do. I caught her off guard. She catches me off guard. This is good. So what I'll say about this is, kind of before I even talk about the Ford Sandwich, the Pi Day is an opportunity for you to connect with somebody that you already know and add value, right? I'm sure all of us at one time have felt like, geez, I really don't want to pick up the phone today because I'm just going to ask them for something. I don't want to be needy. I don't want to be a nuisance because I'm always asking for something. And I would suggest that we start changing our mindset around the way we communicate with our spheres of influence and really start focusing on building a relationship and coming from contribution to add value. So when you're making that phone call, you're saying, hey, I've got a pie with your name on it. I just want to thank you for being a friend and somebody that's, that's been so great and, so nice to get to know and blah, blah, blah. And all I need to know is whether you want an apple pie or a pumpkin pie. It's completely free, no strings attached. Thank you for being you. And when can I see you? And so coming from contribution and adding value. And I can tell you the feedback that we've gotten from the agents within KCN on this is just incredible. Because for the first time, they have the confidence to pick up their phone,
right,
call some people they didn't want to talk, that they were too fearful to talk to.
Right.
And the reactions of their clients are like, holy smokes, so cool to hear from you. I can't believe you're giving me a pie. When can I come in? We should catch up soon. And so it's just a super powerful way to connect. And that's really what the Ford Sandwich is about. Some of you may have heard this before, but Ford is an acronym that stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Dreams. And the idea is that when you call somebody, even if you're not giving them a pie, for example, to start the conversation with some inquisitive questions about what's going on with them. How are you doing? How is your family doing? Tell me about what you guys do on the weekends for fun. Are you guys going on vacation? Hey, I just saw on Facebook you went on this cool trip. Tell me about that. Are you still working at that job you used to work at? How is that going? In opening with that, and then at some point in the conversation, having that real estate related conversation, whatever it is for that particular day, for that particular person, and then finishing the conversation, going back to the Ford and finalizing things with, hey, I'm so glad to hear you and Susie are doing well. Let's get lunch on the books in the next couple of weeks or whatever, right? Have fun on your hiking trip next weekend. Whatever you can tie back into the beginning of the conversation. And so they leave the call and you leave the call feeling like you had a little bit stronger of a bond built, right? A little bit more of that relationship is being developed because no true loyalty can happen without significant connection. And so what you want to do is build connections with these people so that if and when they're ready, if and when somebody they know is ready, they will think of you first.
Absolutely. And, I was talking to Don Aldridge today because they have a big BNI meeting today, and I think they're getting an award. So he's not on the call, but he said he has 7 pieces of business that have come already just from, we haven't even had Pi Day yet, but just from connecting with people and inviting them to come and pick up the pie that, which kind do you want, pumpkin or apple? So we're going to send out the playbook today so that it's just reminders for you on how to get ready, because what I know is all of you guys want to win. You wouldn't be in this organization. You wouldn't be selling real estate if you didn't want to win. Here's the thing. In order to win, we've got to prepare to win. So there's a list on here. I'm not going to read them, but when you get your playbook or you go back and look at the slides when they're posted later today, just make sure that you prepare to win. That's the key. Most people just want to win, but they don't realize you've got to prepare to win. And then also we give you notes and just reminders about the day of the event. Here's some more things that will help you win. And the number one way that you can win is by asking great questions as you are in dialogue with them when they come to pick up their pie, taking pictures with them and just connecting. That's what this is about. Asking them what they're doing for the holidays, connecting with people. So that's coming to you today. Look for it. A lot of you have a lot of people coming in, and we want to make sure that this is almost like an appointment. However, instead of selling real estate, you're really just reconnecting with them. And Don said that's what made it super easy for him to connect with people that he hadn't talked to in a long time, was using that script. So preparation, there you go. Be willing to prepare to win. And again, that'll be all coming to you today. so that if you need to shop for anything over the weekend, you'll be totally prepared for Pi Day. And then after the event, again, on the left-hand side, it tells you all you have to do is send in everything to support. Support will, they'll enter everything into Brivity. They will, if you want them to, they will assign a task for you to follow up with them on whatever you told them to, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is. And then they'll also post the social media for you on Facebook. So read through the playbook. It gives you the whole strategy. It gives you the step-by-step, just reminders about how to connect with people. And then you've got the labels that go on the pie. That's a sample for Archie here in Scottsdale. And then there's a letter that goes with the pie too on Thanksgiving. So this is a whole system.
So let me stop you right there, Kristen. Is what you're saying that you've created the marketing material, the VAs will do the Brivity updates, you're buying the pies, we're giving the entire playbook, and all the agents have to do is execute.
Right.
Half the work is done for them.
At least.
What an incredible opportunity, guys. Tap into this. There's a reason why we're talking about it, because this is just such an incredibly easy opportunity for you to connect with people, and the VAs are doing 90% of the work.
And we love them for it. I'm sending
And
them
we do
on,
love
I'm
them for
sending
it.
them on
We
a little
do.
retreat. And then, here's the form that you have them fill out when they come in, just to make sure that we've got all the right contact information. So again, we have all this done for you. All you have to do is just prepare to win. I like winning. Look at the numbers. Anchorage 59, Wasilla 245, Prescott 11, Scottsdale 112. Wow. Archie, that is a massive number compared to last year. And then you could just see, look at Fort Myers, 355.
Wow.
That is outstanding. That's 355 opportunities. And you'll see some of these are lower numbers because this is the first year you've ever done it. And so what I can tell you is that it builds upon itself, and you'll see each year more and more and more people. But this is a massive opportunity for you to actually get into connection and flow with people that maybe you haven't talked to in a while. So my goal is to get to 1,000. Just saying. So we'd like to have a few more people sign up. So make some calls today. Get some people to come in.
Give away some free pies.
And then here, it shows you where to go download those forms if you don't have them yet. And honestly, the playbook tells you exactly what type of sticker to get. So we've taken the guesswork out of it. So if you need help, support will help you. And just right now, we just need to make sure that you run the play. Oh, somebody said they're handing out 6. Lori. Awesome. Good job.
We'll add that support. We'll add that to our list. Awesome. All right. Do you have anything else before we do our drawing?
I don't think so.
Do we have any questions or input suggestions from the audience? Why don't we turn it over to you guys?
Oh, wait, Suzanne says she's got 20. So for you guys that have them that weren't on the list, make sure you get those names to support so they can get it in the system and they can do a follow-up task for you to remind you to call them at whatever interval that you want.
It looks like we have some chats here. Oops. 20 so far from Suzanne and 6 from Lori. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any ideas what we talked about today? Anything that they'd like to share at all? The floor is yours. Going once, going twice.
All right, I'll say something, I guess. I used to do this a lot when I was back in Illinois as well. I had a pie party every year. And a reason for a touch again is I would have a drawing. They'd have a name tag because I had it at my house. And then they would go into a drawing for a holiday wreath. So it was another reason for me to stop by their house and reach back.
That's a great idea, Lori.
Perfect. Excellent.
Danny, do you have any additional comments about the Ford sandwich or just about anything at all? You teach this at a high level.
Just the what we teach, many people may not remember the open face Ford, not the bread, meat, bread, the open face, which is really, hey, listen, you have a quick second, Joe, I want to ask you a business question. And then a lot of people feel more comfortable with that because they're coming at with, they're coming from say it, Danny, they're coming from the business first. And then once that question's out of the way and that conversation's out of the way, everything else is just totally natural. So by the way, what are you doing for Thanksgiving, Joe? And there's no pressure after that because, you were up front, you told them. So anyway, a lot of agents like the open face.
Thanks for that. Anybody else have any questions? I say in Florida and Alaska and Arizona, Prescott, it's time to suit up and show up because it's going to be a big day for you guys. You guys know what it looks like to have 350 pies in your office? It is massive.
It's a lot of space.
It's massive. And the great thing is VAs are going to do all the heavy lifting for you. Anything at all? Anybody have any questions? About anything today that we talked about?
Kristen, what are we going to do to prepare for this? So I've sent out invitations. Support has helped a ton, and they've done emails, texts, all that stuff for me. I'm just not sure of how many people yet. And then for the people that have signed up for me, is that going to be in the playbook of exactly what I'm going to need to do to prepare?
Yes, it is. And actually also support's going to send you a list through today of the people that have signed up in your location or because some of them would be for you, some of them for Archie, some of them from Dawn.
It's by location.
Pardon me?
No, it's by location, not person.
It's both. So by location and person. And so when you look at the playbook, just expect that email coming from support. They'll be working tonight while we're sleeping to get everything out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, I see 1:30, so we better get that wheel ready to spin, Ashley.
Ashley, go for it.
Okay.
Hey, look at the names.
Oh,
Amy.
I think Amy's on.
Amy. Is Amy on the call from Alaska?
I don't think so.
She's not here with us in office.
Okay, we'll let her know she didn't win the $100 this week, so next week it's going to be higher. It'll be fun. You guys will have great stories to tell. Actually, next week we do not have a call because it's Thanksgiving.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So you guys have a great weekend. If you have any questions about Thanksgiving Pie Day, just email support and they'll be happy to get you whatever you need. Have a great weekend. Get ready for Pie Day. Get ready to win.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.